Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, I am here today with a pure experiment. These are what I call sticks. They are the trimmings from the edges of the bases of paper bags when I am trimming them away from the paper bag itself to cut them off. I have a bag full of these and I just wanted to fiddle around with them and see what I could do with them. So I am not going to do much of this because I don't know how useful it's going to be to me down the track. Like I say, it's a complete experiment. So I am going to grab some tissue paper, some napkin, that kind of thing, and I am going to lay it out, put some of these pieces on it, and then layer some more over the top and paint it with this PVA water mix. Let it dry and see what I end up with. And if I end up with something useful, then I may do it again. If I end up with something that is no use whatsoever, then I may put it in the bin. So these little pieces that I'm actually using first, I'm just going to use this piece of tissue. These particular little pieces are trimmings off of something else. They're just on my desk. I'm just going to use those up first, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just a piece of a thin, long stick. So that's my plan today. Once I've done these and they're dry, I will come back and show you what we've got, and we'll see if we can do anything with it. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, watch and learn with me. I found after swiping a bit of glue over this, the best thing to do there from there on was to dab it like this, to try and get the napkin to basically stick to the napkin below it, just to sort of squish it in between all the little, in the holes in between the little sticks. Yeah, just trying to make it into basically one piece of paper, if you like, although clearly it's not, but I did my best. There is a tendency for air bubbles to get caught in between the two layers. Yeah, basically I just kept on poking at it until they sort of came out the sides. The tapping at it this way seems to do a lot less damage to it than trying to just keep on swiping at it. Yeah, you'll end up just tearing napkins if you keep on swiping at them. So yeah, but they seem to stand up pretty well to being prodded and poked with the end of my brush. So I just kept at it until I was happy that that was probably the best it was going to get. There was nothing perfect about this process. I just was happy with the best I was going to get. So anyway, they're the two pieces I did. Let's see how they turned out. I have these several cards here that are made out of the front of a paper pack. The paper pack had a cover on it and it had little pictures of all the papers that were inside it. I've had this for years in my stash and have never really done anything with it. So I cut it apart today and I am just going to make 6 little cards out of it. And I am going to use that very interesting paper that I made. So first I'm going to round the corners of these and then we will find things to decorate them with, because although they're quite decorative anyway, yeah, they are just the front of a paper pad. Let's do something a bit interesting with them. And here is our piece of paper here. I took it off of its silicone mat and took it to my sewing machine and did a zigzag stitch up and down each one of those little sticks, which holds it together quite nicely. Makes it impossible to tear, of course, but I'm just using a pair of nail scissors here to just snip through the threads as the bits of paper tear. So yeah, I'm going to use a piece of this on each of these cards. Now, these cards are already blank on the back, so I don't really want to sew on the card, but what I will do is put together a little pile of things that I want to use for the decorative elements on the front. I will sew those together and then I will stick them to the front of the card. That way I get my sewing component, although there's a lot of sewing there already, to be honest, but can't have too many stitches. So I'm going to use these ladies because they were just sitting in my stash here. They are printed with a laser printer onto a brown paper bag. It is just an old Woolworths shopping bag that has been cut to size to fit through my printer, and thankfully my printer is of the opinion that it is okay to run this through. I know a lot of people do struggle with the thickness of a paper bag going through their printer, but this paper bag prints just fine through my printer, so I'm very, very lucky. Anyway, I am going to layer it up, piece of that weird and wonderful paper that I made, and one of these lovely ladies on a piece of dictionary page, and yeah, we will sew all that together and then stick it onto our cards. So yeah, pretty simple process, same for each of them, so I won't yabber on, I'll just let you watch. I decided before I went to sew it that I would back it with a piece of brown paper as well. That way it will be sort of flat on the back for me to glue it to the card. This paper, whilst the paper that we made out of the sticks and the napkins, whilst it's all stuck together nicely, it's not particularly flat. So I felt like it just needed that bit of backing to help it adhere to the card properly. So that's the idea with the brown paper. Okay, well that's the first one done, and I think it looks really cool. I really like it. Of course, if you didn't have this card that came off the front of a paper pack, which of course not everybody's just got lying around, you could use a piece of cookie paper if you happen to make cookie paper, or a piece of collage material. You've made a collage masterboard, cut that apart and use it. This, like I say, was the front card off of a 12 by 12 paper pack, so it was just a 12 by 12 square of cardboard. You could just collage over one and have exactly the same thing basically. So yeah, you do not need the card that I'm using. You could use just about anything. You could just use a piece of manila folder if that's all you had lying around, put some stamping on it or something for a bit of extra background. So yeah, there's lots of options. Also, conversely, you don't need to use the weird paper that I made out of my sticks. Not everybody has that lying around. Yeah, I'm just using it because it's what I had and I wanted to try it out. But layering up anything would do, several different book pages, bits of brown paper, stamped paper, anything like that. Heck, wrapping paper if you've got it. Piano roll, anything like that. Bit of newspaper even. Bit of newspaper would look kind of cool actually. I like that idea, so might try that myself one of these days. Anyway, you could use anything. So yeah, the concept is sound. You just use what you have. this little image and its little pile of layers really nicely covers up that big 48 down the bottom of this card, so I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, it looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with these cards in general. They actually turned out quite nicely. I was quite surprised at how pleased I was with them, and I'm quite happy with that interesting sort of paper I made. So I'm definitely going to make some more of that, use up some more of those sticks. So there's something to look forward to. Okay, a little bit of ink around the edges, and I am calling these finished. I actually quite like them, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed this little project, guys. It's just another using it up sort of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in my room, and it's about time some of it got used, even the weirder sort of things. Anyway, guys, thanks for spending time with me today. I appreciate your company as always, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.